Our team coverage of the snow heading our way focuses on school cancellations coming in now, which right now includes so far the big ones: Springfield, Chicopee, and Holyoke Public Schools.
Western Mass News reporter Maria Wilson joins us live from Springfield with more on the decision made there. Maria.
Chris, Mary, tomorrow will mark the second snow day for students here at Springfield Public Schools. I spoke with the district's chief communication officers moments after the decision was made. Azelle Cavan tells me the decision to close schools on Tuesdays was made out of an abundance of caution for students and staff, as measurable snow is expected to fall here in the city overnight and tomorrow.
It's never an easy decision to determine whether or not to cancel school. But the overwhelming priority is always the safety of our students and staff. And we have to think about not only the roads and the students who get buses to work and the staff who have to drive in to work, but also sidewalks for those who have to walk to school.
Cavan tells us the district considers a number of factors, including the storm's timeline and how the forecast is changing when deciding to close for the day. She says the city's Department of Public Works, safety officials, and the mayor's office all weigh in when making the decision. Cavan says what makes tomorrow's closure different than typical snow days is that the district is closing, meaning in addition to classes being canceled, administrators will also have the day off. At the moment, the following schools will be closed tomorrow: Academy Hill School, Chicopee Schools, Gateway Regional Schools, Hampshire Regional Schools, Holyoke Schools, Martin Luther King Jr. Charter Schools, Rowe Elementary School, Southbridge Public Schools, and Springfield Public Schools. Cavan also tells me that the district works to get this decision out quickly, since it knows that it can be difficult for parents to make plans. Stay up to date with school closures for tomorrow through Western Mass News through the rest of the night. For now, reporting live in Springfield, Maria Wilson, Western Mass News.